And that means, number two, every opportunity must be evaluated. I've been learning this, learning how to evaluate opportunities. Every opportunity to use my time, to use my money, to use my energy, to use my influence, to use my words, every opportunity must be evaluated. And this is the process of discernment. I want to give you 5 questions that I've begun to ask myself to evaluate the opportunities in my life. And again, you might want to write these down. This is how you know, should I go after this or not? When you're presented with an open door opportunity, you ask these 5 questions and say, should I go after this or not? A business opportunity, a school opportunity, a relationship opportunity. You can ask these 5 questions to know, should I go for this or not? And the first question you ask is, what do I need to know and who knows it? What do I need to know and who knows it? That's the first question you need to ask yourself. Proverbs 15:22, get all the advice you can, and you will succeed. Without it, you will fail. What do I need to know, and who knows it? So let's say you're being considered for a new job, and they're interviewing you. What do you need to know, and who knows it? What do you need to know about this place that you're thinking about partnering with and working for? You need to be interviewing somebody there to find out what this place is like, to get all the information. Look at this next verse on the screen. The Bible says this in Proverbs 11:14. There is safety in having many advisors. God is saying, hey, you can't get too much advice. Get all the advice you can so you can make a wise decision. What do I need to know, and who knows it? The second question you ask to evaluate opportunities in your life is this: what might be the unintended consequences? There are consequences to every decision in life. And to not know those consequences in advance, both the good ones and the bad ones, is dumb. For every upside, there is going to be a downside. So what are the consequences? Now, I want to be clear. You don't say no to an idea just because it has negative consequences. I make a lot of decisions all the time that have negative consequences. I'm just willing to live with those consequences. But not knowing what you're looking at in advance, it's not smart. It's not wise. The Bible says in Proverbs 22:3, a prudent man, that's a wise person. A wise person foresees difficulties ahead and prepares for them. A simpleton, a simple-minded person just goes blindly on and suffers the consequences. So just because it's a great idea doesn't mean that you should do it. I got this great idea. We're going to do this. Well, have you thought about the unforeseen, unintended consequences? The next question to ask is, what is my motivation? This is a soul-tending question. We got to reflect on what's going on inside of you. What is my motivation? Well, here's a motivation that the Bible says you should stay away from. It's in Philippians 2:3, and it says, when you do things, do not let selfishness or pride be your guide. Don't let that be your motivation. Don't let selfishness be your motivation or pride be your motivation. So you look and you say, am I doing this out of selfishness? Am I doing this out of ego? Am I doing this out of pride? Am I doing this to prove to them that I am right? Have you ever done that? I do that sometimes. Am I doing this to get attention or appreciation or applause? What is my main motivation? And the Bible says never let those kind of things be your main motivation. So you and I have to look at our lives and say, why am I doing this? What is my motivation? Is it for money? Is it for fame? Is it for my own personal enjoyment? Those motivations don't last. The motivation that lasts is this: how can I give myself selflessly to other people? How can I sacrifice for other people? The truth is, sometimes we want something so much. I want to prove that I'm right. I want to make people proud of me, that sometimes we think that this thing that we're doing is our calling. It's not our calling. It's just a personal need. You're trying to fulfill some kind of personal need in you, and that's why we have to evaluate, is this my personal need, or is this God's calling on my life? The fourth question that you asked is related to that. When you're presented with an open door opportunity, ask yourself this question: does it fit with my purpose and calling? Well, when you are living God's purpose for your life, you'll have a peace in your life like you've never had before. If you're anxious all the time, if you're nervous all the time, maybe it's because you're not living God's purpose and calling for your life. Ephesians 4:1 says this: I beg you to lead a life worthy of your calling. For you have been called by God. Gang, you have been called by God. Every single one of us, we have been called by God. You have a unique purpose and calling on your life. God can do something great through your life that He doesn't intend to do through anyone else's. God specifically designs open doors for each of us because of who we are and what we're like and how He's wired us. God has a door specifically designed for you to walk through, and you're the only one who can walk through it. It's not my door. It's not your spouse's door. It's not your parents' door. It's your door. It's designed for you. It's open for you. God has that calling on your life. So when you're looking at a door, ask yourself, does this opportunity fit with my purpose and my calling? And then there's a fifth question that you ask, and that is this the best use of my time and energy? Is this the best use of my time and energy? 1 Corinthians 10:23 says, well, you say I have the right to do anything. Yeah, you do, but not everything is beneficial. Hey, I have the right to do anything I want. Okay, but not everything is constructive. There are some things that you have a right to do in your life. You could watch TV 10 hours a day. You could watch YouTube videos 10 hours a day, and they might be great YouTube videos. They might be really good TV shows, but 10 hours a day? Is that the best use of your time? You can do it, but it's sure not beneficial. It's sure not constructive. God has given me and given you just one life to live. What is the best use that I can make of it? What is the best use that I can make of the time that God has given me? You see, when you start to evaluate, when you start to discern your opportunities that way, you start to throw out the second best so you can focus on the best. That's the process of discernment. You're going to have to throw out some of the second best in your life so that you can focus on the best as you discern what is God's purpose for my life.